Here with us again is one of the top consultants, property consultants in Lichu Property Consultant. He is also a titan in the real estate industry dito sa Pilipinas. Continuing our conversation now, doubling down, focusing on the hotel and leisure real estate. So if you are interested in that, regarding yung mga tourism, how is it affecting real estate, this video is for you.
What we need to understand is yung increase natin in tourist arrivals from the time that kaya nga sabi namin Greece under pressure, no? Even though we have been able to recover quite gracefully from COVID in terms of tourist arrivals also. If you go to the next slide, this shows us the number of tourists comparing from 2019, which is our highest natin yan of all time, to 2023 and 2024. So very promising. Actually, if you look at the Department of Tourism, their goal is by 2028 or 2027, the number of tourists in the Philippines will reach 12 million. 12 million tourists from the peak of 8 na meron tayo ngayon. Ngayon, if on the right hand of the screen, you will see who has been traveling to the Philippines. So the largest country that has traveled here or continues to travel is people from Korea. And for various reasons. No? One is, before, nagtatravel sila dito for English. They want to learn English.
Right.
So some of the young people, they're sent here, they learn English. Some is for religion, for Christianity. And others are really also because of the number of flights that we have available, that we have made available from Seoul to Metro Manila. But the largest tourist country that was a factor in 2019 was China. And China today is still very low in terms of them traveling to the Philippines. But that is more of an internal issue that they have as a country. Kasi sa China ngayon, mahirap eh. There's people are having a hard time traveling out. Actually, many of the Chinese citizens are even having a hard time getting their passports renewed. So hindi sila makabiyahe, hindi sila makalabas. And we need that geography or that segment to be able to uplift us to a large basket of tourist arrivals.
Yeah, I agree kasi pagka dumating yung mga Chinese people, ang daming tourist eh. Like when you go to Ay, Miko, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Nag-lag yata ako, I don't know. Parang nawala yung...
Okay. Yeah, okay lang. Ay, you were saying, sorry, sabi mo you notice yung maraming Chinese.
Yeah. So, importante yung Chinese market, you said na low sa Philippines. Pero you see in other countries, like there are a lot of Chinese mainland na nagta-travel. And hindi lang, by buses sila. Ayun. Yun yung notice ko.
Tama yun. Like, in terms of yung dati, when they were traveling heavily dito, yung lalo na in the provinces na, let's say, the tourist beaches like Palawan or in Boracay, when they book for a hotel, they don't book for 5 rooms. They book the entire hotel. Kasi ano yan because they have a tourist, let's say, the ones that are arranging it for them in China and here, diba, parang yung agencies, they block certain hotels for them to use. Ganon ka-aggressive rin yung Chinese tourists when they come in. But yun nga, unfortunately ngayon, wala pa masyadong bumabiyahe dito. But even with that, even with those that are traveling, pa rin, mataas pa rin yung number. But 12 million tourists, medyo marami.
Yeah. Pero I remember, nung nasa New York ako, kasi di ba like, a lot of Chinese people going sa mga other countries like US, syempre nagkakaroon sila ng Chinese-specific tours. And yung price na to, mas mura compared to their counterpart. So ako, nung nag-Niagara ako, ano yun bro Chinese group yung nakasama ko, pero nag-i-English kasi sabi daw, nagkaka-market daw dahil kahit hindi Chinese, kinukuha kasi mura. So, magaling din sila mag-market. Oo, naalala ko, puro Chinese kasama ko, pero nag-i-English naman. So, okay, sige,
Okay,
pwede.
good. So yun, sana sooner or later that happens again, that we get back the Chinese arrivals. No?
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
siguro just going back to the slide earlier, if I can move to the next one. Ito is a busy slide again, but essentially ang sinasabi lang namin here is that what we track are two things, no? Yung occupancy rate ng mga different kinds of segments of hotels and the average daily rate. So if you look at the average daily rate at the bottom, makikita natin that some of the ones at the lower left, hindi na naman nagkakalayo. Saan nagkakalayo are on the luxury piece. So, given na, syempre yung inflation also is affecting all industries, even the hotel sector. Kasi imagine yung mga luxury hotels natin, the difference between a luxury hotel and an upper mid-scale, ang dami. Like, luxury hotel, siguro 6 restaurants ino-operate ng hotel. So meaning these are 6 company-owned restaurants that also they need to make sure that prices are going up, that all of that are reflected in terms of when you book a hotel ticket or a hotel room. But also the margins are not being compressed because meron pa rin mga guests that don't mind paying for that price.
Yeah.
And maybe just before to wrap up lang so tourism, just one final slide. No, next is ito very interesting to because the blue here represents yung tourist arrivals from 2017. And then red is the supply of hotel keys. Ilan ba yung hotels? So if you look at in 2017 to 2019, as the number of tourists go up, yung number of hotel keys goes up alongside it. Meaning, there are developers that are still building hotels. The big drop in the blue is because of COVID, di ba? Walang nakakapag-travel. And then many of the hotel developers also put their projects on pause during 2020 to 2022. If you look at the trend, no, ang sabi ng DOT, sabi nila, we will go and build the tourism arrivals from 5 million in 23 to 12 million in 2028. But if you look at the number of hotels being developed, by the time by the time you reach 25, 26, bumababa na yung hotel developments. Kumbaga, the amount of tourists is not catching up for the amount of projected tourist hotels that we want to be finished. So, ito is really just more an observation na we're encouraging more developers to look at building more hotels. Because, syempre, if tourists come and wala rin silang, there's no option for them to stay in, or sobrang mahal kasi nga limited, then we might drive them away. Kaya this is important for us to understand the pipeline of hotels versus the projected number of tourists that we want to achieve by 2020.
Yeah. Naka-affect ba yung mga Airbnb? Although, before, mas uso yung Airbnb, pero now, mas konti na nag-Airbnb. Pero may factor ba yon yung mga ganong companies to get more customers from mga hotel, kaya bumabagal yung pag-build ng hotel?
Not necessarily. I think siguro yung nangyayari lang is that yung developer, syempre, when they have funds, iniisip nila, where should I deploy it? Diba? Should I build a mall? Should I invest industrial? Diba? Warehouse, at least maganda returns. Tapos, we have a tenant na long-term commitment. So, more of portfolio, rebalancing. So, this is more of us saying na nakikita namin that there might be more opportunities in this space and that developers should pay attention also that it is a sector that has a lot of potential to grow.
Right.
So, Neil, I think that is the last slide that we have. Again, we're happy to share this to let's say there are people that are watching today and they want a copy, very detailed siya, so it takes a while to really absorb and go through the slides. But we can send this to you, and maybe if you want to distribute it to anyone, we'll be happy to
Yeah. Yeah.
give that.
Yeah. Thank you, Miko. I know nag-overtime tayo, pero maybe siguro last words
Sure.
for people who are watching as we come to a close.
Siguro we need to also look at the Philippines as actually we're blessed. It's a blessing that we're here, because if you're aware of all the issues happening around the world, and you look at how the Philippines, in terms of the fundamentals we have, are helping us, essentially helping us tide through all those issues, we are at a very good place. And marami pa rin talagang, there's a lot of opportunities around, not just in the property sector, as you know, even in your sector, di ba? In the stock market. I know that ngayon, di ba, it's still recovering, and but we are at a place that we feel that there's a lot of opportunity, and siguro we just want to leave it at that. And siguro if any questions from anyone, where you can reach out to us.
Yeah. So how can they reach out to you? Let's say there's someone who wants to lease an office property, or maybe gusto mag-build ng hotel. How can they reach out to you? Baka they want to learn from you, or maybe to rent or buy from your team.
Yeah, siguro we'll just leave our email address here. But in the presentation, it's my name, miko.baranda@lichu.com. And we're happy to answer any follow-up questions that your audience might have, or guidance or consultation that they may want for anything related to property.
Yeah. So thank you, Miko. Parang saya ng conversation natin eh. Feeling ko marami pa pwedeng So we hope to see you again here next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Salamat.
Yeah, thank you, Miko. So guys, again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Miko.
Thank you.